Oh my gosh, have you ever wondered why some things are super expensive and others are really cheap? What if I told you there's a secret economic superpower that determines almost every price you see? Learning. This will unlock a whole new level of understanding about the world around you, making you feel like an economic wizard. This knowledge is incredibly powerful. And today, we're going to dive deep into a concept that affects every single one of us, every single day. Get ready to have your mind blown and your understanding of the market transformed. Let's talk about something called equilibrium price in microeconomics. Equilibrium price? Introduction: the magic of market prices. Imagine you're at a market looking for a delicious apple. How does the seller decide the price of that apple? And how do you decide if that price is fair enough for you to buy it? This isn't just random guesswork. There's a fascinating, almost magical force at play that sets these prices, balancing what people want to buy and what sellers want to sell. This force is called equilibrium price, and it's a fundamental idea in microeconomics. Understanding it will help you see the hidden logic behind all the prices in the world, from your morning coffee to a brand new car. It's truly eye-opening. Body unpacking equilibrium price. First, let's define what equilibrium price actually means. It's the sweet spot in a market, where the amount of a product or service that buyers want to purchase is exactly equal to the amount that sellers want to sell. Think of it like a perfect balance. At this specific price, there's no leftover product and no frustrated buyers who can't find what they want. This special price is sometimes called the market clearing price because it clears the market of any excess supply or demand. If you draw a graph with a demand curve and a supply curve, the point where these two lines cross is the equilibrium price, along with the equilibrium quantity. Now, let's explore what makes this equilibrium price move and change. It's all about the interaction of two main forces, supply and demand. If more people suddenly want to buy apples, maybe a new study says apples are super good for you. The demand for apples goes up. When demand goes up, the equilibrium price for apples will likely increase, because sellers can ask for more. On the flip side, if suddenly there are tons of apples harvested, like an amazing apple season, the supply of apples goes up. When supply goes up, the equilibrium price for apples will probably go down, because sellers will compete to sell their abundance. So these two forces, demand and supply, are constantly pushing and pulling, trying to find that perfect balance. But it's not just about what buyers and sellers want. External factors can also shake things up. Think about a natural disaster like a big storm that ruins apple orchards. This would dramatically reduce the supply of apples, causing the equilibrium price to skyrocket. Or imagine a new technology that makes it much cheaper and easier to grow apples. This would increase supply and likely lower the equilibrium price. Government policies, changes in technology, or even big global events can all play a huge role in shifting these supply and demand curves, and therefore changing the equilibrium price. So it's a dynamic system, always adjusting to new information and events. It's important to understand the difference between being in a state of balance or equilibrium and being in a state of disequilibrium. When a market is in equilibrium, everything is smooth. The amount of apples people want to buy is the same as the amount sellers want to sell, and the price is stable. There's no pressure for the price to change. However, if the price is too high, sellers might have too many apples left over. This is called excess supply. If the price is too low, buyers might want more apples than sellers have. This is called excess demand. In either of these disequilibrium situations, the market naturally tries to correct itself. If there's excess supply, sellers will lower prices to get rid of their extra apples. If there's excess demand, sellers will realize they can charge more and prices will go up. The market is always pushing towards that sweet spot of equilibrium. Why is understanding equilibrium price so important? Well, it's crucial for several reasons. Firstly, it helps markets allocate resources efficiently. When prices are at equilibrium, resources like land, labor, and capital are used in the best possible way to produce what people truly want. Secondly, it brings stability to markets. When prices are fair and balanced, markets operate smoothly without huge disruptions. Thirdly, it's vital for businesses. Companies use the equilibrium price to decide how much to produce, and even whether to enter or leave a market. Finally, it maximizes something called consumer surplus and producer surplus. Consumer surplus is the extra benefit. consumers get when they pay less than they're willing to. Producer surplus is the extra benefit. Producers get when they sell for more than they're willing, though. At equilibrium, both these benefits are maximized, which is a win-win for everyone. Conclusion: your economic superpower unlocked. So there you have it. Equilibrium price isn't just a fancy economic term. It's the invisible hand that guides almost every transaction in our world. It's where the desires of buyers meet the capabilities of sellers, creating a harmonious balance. We've talked about what it is, what makes it change, and why it's so incredibly important for the efficiency and stability of our economy. You now have a powerful tool to understand why prices are what they are, why they fluctuate, and how markets naturally adjust. Keep an eye out for these forces in your daily life, and you'll start to see the world through a whole new economically insightful lens. This knowledge is your personal economic superpower. Continue to explore and learn, and you'll become even more adept at navigating the fascinating world of economics. Important English vocabulary and their Korean meanings. Equilibrium price, 균형 가격, microeconomics, 미지경제학, supply 공급, demand 수요, market 시장, price 가격, quantity 소량, market clearing price, 시장 청산 가격, demand curve 수요 곡선, supply curve 공급 곡선, interaction 상호작용, external factors 오브 요인, natural disaster 자연재해, policy changes 정책 변화, technology innovation 기술 혁신, global geopolitical instability 글로벌 지정학적 불안정, consumer 소비아 producer 생산자, state of balance 균형 상태, state of disequilibrium 불균형 상태, excess supply 초과 공급, excess demand 초과 수요, price adjustment 가격 조정, resource allocation 자원 배분, efficiency 효율성, market stability 시장 안정성, business decisions 기업 의사결정, production volume 생산량, market entry exit 시장 진입 퇴출, consumer surplus 소비아 인겨, producer surplus 생산자 인겨, maximized 최대화된, government intervention 정부 개입, price ceiling 가격 상한제, price floor 가격 하한제, distortion 왜곡, inefficiency 비효율성, dynamic equilibrium 동적 균형, fluctuate 변동하다, transaction 거래, allocate 배분하다, stable 안정적인, abundance 풍부함, scarcity 희소성, revenue 수익, cost 비용, profit 이윤, incentives 유인책, competition 경쟁, shortage 부족,